But not only have you committed an underlying serious crime involving child, but this is fourth time at least you have been charged with a felony offense regarding sex offender.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Abrams, who is present with his attorney, Mr. Dusler, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment here?
Yes, sir.
Do we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this indictment alleges that. Are we just going on paragraph 1?
Yes, sir.
I was just confirming that, Judge. If you
I mean,
would, I think you need
This
to.
is the third time
Yes,
you've been
sir.
charged with this.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what's our plan?
But
we got a
We have an agreement for 10 years, Judge.
Yeah, but
He only received on
let
those
me ask you
prior.
this:
Yes,
what
sir.
is he looking at if the whole indictment was pleaded to?
It would be a second degree because it's a second degree based upon count 2. With count 3, you can make an argument that it would make him look at habitual.
What?
But the case
Why
law,
wouldn't there be certainty about it? I mean, what's the argument about? I mean, if the way it's pleaded, it's a habitual felon, 25 to life.
yes, sir.
Well, I know the people who put me in here, they don't really appreciate sex offenders.
I agree with you.
They don't stand for it.
I agree with Your Honor. And my agreement that's been offered to Mr. Dusler is 10 years in light of the fact that he only received a 2-year and a 3-year sentence previously. So it's incrementally more. It's not to the degree that Your Honor is suggesting, but that may be, I feel like 25 is going a little more than what is entire.
No, that's the
Appropriate for this
legislature didn't think that.
That's right. You heard it here. This prosecutor believes that a repeat offender of this type should be given a big break. Let me know in the comments whether or not you would vote this guy into office if he someday ran for judge.
But he's looking at life imprisonment, actually. It's a minimum 25.
Yes, sir.
Where was this original conviction? Out of Harris County?
Yes.
The sort of a child. Anybody want to explain what the consistent problem is? I don't have a consistent problem with they get hit and understand that we're serious. You may not, but you're one of the few on the planet who don't seem to appreciate sex offenders have strict rules they must follow because they failed on the rules. But not only have you committed an underlying serious crime involving sexual assault of a child, but this is the fourth time at least you have been charged with a felony offense regarding sex offenders. Can anybody explain to me, help me out, why any mercy should be shown under these circumstances?
And that is why we love Judge Stevens.
If I would
Which involved keeping in mind a child was injured for the rest of their life.
I don't know the underlying offense originally because
says what it says.
it was way back in 2002.
Well, it's in the body of the
Yes,
the charge.
it was in 2002 is when the offense originally happened.
Yeah, I'm looking at the probable cause affidavit is in Harris County involving a 14-year-old child. Assault of a child with a 14-year-old. So there you go.
Since then, what we're looking at are offenses of omission rather than commission. He was originally the first one occurred just a few months after placing on probation in 2012. It looks like everything was done fine until 2016, some 4 years later, when we had another issue. It's now been 7 years since that. Granted, he's not doing exactly what he's supposed to do, but in view of the fact that he received 2 years TBC.
How old are you?
46.
Yeah. At this rate, we'll see him 4 or 5 more times before his natural life.
I don't think so.
At this rate of consistent misbehavior.
Yes. The point is he got 2 years the first time, 3 the next time. This is, as Mr. Ham pointed out, incrementally a whole lot more than.
And how's that working? How's that deterring?
We're going to find out after a 10-year sentence.
No, he should have stopped after the first one. I don't take that deal. I think a juror in this county would be more appreciative of making the decision as to whether the minimum of 25 or up to life or appropriate under his consistent misbehavior of a case. And this court is not going to stand for being light on sex offenders.
That is the look of a man that has a fire burning in his being to be unleashed on thy enemy. God's wrath, praise be. Amen.
Especially when you offend on a child. That is, we'll set that for trial.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
Christian Segovia, who's placed on deferred adjudication and for the offense of aggravated robbery on May 4th, 2023 for a period of 10 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violate condition number 1 on or about the 18th day of January 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Christian Segovia committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance relating.
If you didn't hear what Mumble said, he said that this guy got picked up for possession of a controlled substance.
1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1? Court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
It is not an agreement.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
States are requesting revocation.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're asking the court to follow the recommendation of the probation department. The probation department is recommending. Give me a moment, Judge. The probation department is recommending to amend the conditions for state ISF, a cognitive track, biweekly drug testing for 60 days upon his release, and ZT probation.
All right, I don't do zero tolerance probation really because this is zero tolerance. This is your first motion to revoke. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Christian Angel Segovia.
All right, you're going to need to speak up and speak clearly.
Christian Angel Segovia.
All right, why are you not successful on probation out of this court? No.
Drug addiction.
Let's backtrack. So they're saying you picked up a possession case. I'm able to see everything in the motion to revoke, not considering it, but I'm only considering what the state is going on. So I'm trying to make a determination of whether or not you should be going to prison for life or 5 to 99 years up to life. You understand? So what is going on with your life and why can't you complete this probation successfully?
I'm struggling with money and I'm struggling with to live. Struggling to take care of my family that I have.
Struggling to put a sentence together.
Well,
We need help though.
here's the thing. A lot of people struggle. A lot of people have issues with their finances. If your problem is a money problem, I'm going to tell you what my mom always tells all of us and what her mom told her. If you have a problem that money can solve, that's not a real problem. A real problem is when you have a problem and money can't solve it. For example, just a hypothetical. If you have cancer and the doctor tells you it's terminal and you say, I have $2 million. Will that help? And they say no. That's a problem that money can't solve. You understand? So you saying that you have a money problem, that's not a real problem. It's not a problem that should cause you to pick up a new offense. How old are you?
No.
Do you want to go to prison and spend your life in prison?
No.
Then you had better get your life together. I see that probation is recommending the ISF track. I'm going to give you a choice because I don't think the ISF track is enough for you. They're saying that you have not reported. They said that they tried to do field visits at your home and you were not there. So that tells me there are some major issues with you.
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
Part of the issue with Mr. Segovia is that he's homeless. He became homeless, compounding the fact that he has a drug issue.
Mhm.
He's asking the court He's begging the court for help. He admits that he has a drug problem. Because of this drug problem, he obviously committed a new offense. He's not hiding it. He didn't deny it. He's here before you asking for help. He's 22 years old. I think he deserves an opportunity to get some type of inpatient treatment before sending him to TDC and saying goodbye, see you later, figure out in TDC.
Mhm. I mean, I'm gonna give him a choice, but your choice is not gonna be ISF. Your choice is either gonna be SafeP or either you're going to prison. SafeP is a treatment program, but it's at the prison, but you're not in general population with other prisoners. So your choice is either you're doing SafeP for your drug issues or either you're going to prison. Which do you choose?
Safety.
All right. I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include SafeP and probation. I don't believe drug court is going to accept him because of the nature of his charges, but I'm going to ask for felony drug court as well. You can, counsel, if you want to talk to felony drug court and explain to him why this may or may not be a good fit for him. And then we're going to do, once he's released, I am going to want field visits, one time per month until further notice, and the UA hotline. And he's to remain in custody until transferred to SafeP or felony drug court. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right. So when the time gets long at the jail, because you're waiting for transfer to SafeP, and you want to come back to the court and say, I've been at the jail for 3 weeks, just remember that you were begging me for help and you could have ended up going to prison for up to life.
The crazy thing with Vader is that even when she is caring, she is scary as hell. Welcome to my channel.